every human being is continuously trying to rise. In some manner or the other, we are all trying to rise from our present condition. And the normal tendency is, from the point of view of wealth, from the point of view of health, from the point of view of social standing. So there is an urge. There is an urge, continuous urge. It could also be in a distributed manner, like the quality of living. The quality of living means we have got some aspirations, like the house in which we are living, it could be a little more bigger, or the utensils and the equipment which we are using could be of a little more advanced, technologically advanced state. The clothes which we wear, they could also be of much more durability. Like this continuously, each one of us is having an urge inside to rise. And this rise is the process through which we actually attain that rise is through what we know. This is called as our knowledge, what we have attained. Whatever we have gained over the period, through education, through our elders, or through the interaction with other people, we are continuously trying to rise. But if you go deeper and see, towards what are we rising? Go deeper and see, towards what are you rising? Let us say a person is aiming for a very high position in society. What could be the reason for that aim? The reason for any aim, there should be some drive. The drive, why is this drive inevitable drive? It's like an inevitable drive, Somebody is there, a child is there. Child sees a person playing football. I want to be a football player. A person, another youngster sees somebody, let us say, doing some painting. Immediately there is a thought in the mind, I want to be like that. I also want to paint like that. It could be singing, it could be performing arts, it could be achievement in the normal commercial sector. Anywhere we will see that we are suddenly somehow, without our knowledge, we are actually taking one ideal. Without our knowledge, gradually there is an ideal developing in us that we should be like this. Let us suppose that we were not at all educated. Let us suppose that we did not go to school at all. So, say from the school point of view, whatever was the inputs we got. From the formal education point of view, whatever inputs we got, that would be minus. But does it mean that we will not at all be inspired to become like somebody whom we know out of the school? It could be out of the schools, like, for example, many children are there even till today, in many places of the world, not only in Bharat, who have never gone to school, even till today. Despite the fact that education has become compulsory, education is mandatory, even today there are children who do not go to school, who cannot go to school because of the situation. What would be those children's aspirations? Pele, the great footballer. He also could not afford to go to school as everybody did, and he used to play with paper balls. And then there is a natural instinct in playing. All children, all of us when we were children, we had the natural instinct of playing. But what to make out of that playing? We have suddenly a goal. I want to be like that. I want to be like that. I want to be like that. Ultimately, we achieve it as a magician. I want to be a great magician. But ultimately, why are we going towards that? Because there is a sense of satisfaction. There is a sense of fulfillment. There is a sense of fulfillment. Kritarthata. In Sanskrit we say Krita Arthata. Krita Arthata. Kritarthata. Kritam means done. Artha is prayojanam. When what we have done seems to really have a meaning, then we say we are Kritartha. I am Kritartha. So like this has been going on for ages. We are not new. We are not new. Since ages it has been going on and on. Including the people who seem to be on the path of adharma. Including the people who seem to be or who apparently are on the path of anyaya, adharma. We need not have to name them, we know very well. according to what you call statutes, or from the point of view of dharma, people who are against order, they do not have to have order. They want only power. So there are people here in the world who aspire for that. Even those people also, they attain some sort of fulfillment by doing those things. So this fulfillment only is what the dharma granthas, they make it, they dissect it completely. They dissect the sense of achievement and then say, what you have been continuously trying to do is not exactly what you should be doing. This is where the dharma granthas change completely. You take all the courses which are running today, managerial courses, and then positive thinking courses. So many courses are running, all over the world. So many different types of courses are running. They forget the scriptural aspect completely. They forget it. Absolutely no touch at all. They think only in human methods. You have a brain, and you have the ability to use that brain. You have a body. You have the ability to use that body. You have faculties. You have the ability to use those faculties. How to develop these faculties? Towards what? One has to be fine, one has to shine. Why one has to shine? One has to shine in this society. Why? That question is not at all answered. Whereas the Dharma Granthas will tell you that everything what is going on is by the sankalpa of Paramatma. By the will of Paramatma. I do not know how many people have heard this prayer. Thy will be done. Have you heard this sentence? Thy will be done. What is the meaning of thy will? It's only one will which is working, and that will is Paramatma's will. Otherwise, why should we all have to study if our will would work? Even there is another proverb, if wishes were horses, even beggars would ride them. If wishes were horses, even beggars, you just have to wish, I wish I had a horse. Then you just sit, go away. I wish I had an elephant. Get an elephant, I wish I had an aeroplane. Beautiful. I wish I had a rocket. I could go even to the stars, I could actually see stars. Not just like that, I could see stars and everything and come back. So this is, but wishes don't get fulfilled like that. So wishes have got so many conditions, so many implications, so many obstacles. So all this is beautifully elucidated in the scriptures. I'm telling you once again, repeatedly, scriptures are the most beautiful literature in the world. The most beautiful literature in the world are scriptures because they do not aim at A, B, C, D. They aim at mankind. Their goal is only mankind. And when I say scriptures, please, I am specifically speaking about Bharatiya scriptures. I am specifically speaking of Bharatiya scriptures which they have dissected the entire human life thoroughly, absolutely thoroughly, and then come to conclusions which nobody can ever retaliate. Such conclusions they have got. That is where the Upanishads shine like anything. That is where the Bhagavad Mahapurana stands out like anything. So when you study this one, apply your mind completely. And when you go deeper, you will find that those things which you thought were actually superstitions are not at all superstitions. And those people who claim these things to be superstitious, they are more superstitious than the actual people who are supposed to be superstitious. So much meaning is there in this one. Every single thing has got meaning. So when we read about a sentence here, understand that we are actually going deep into our own selves. Let us continue Sundarkandam now. We know Hanuman is now proceeded, he is already gone, and Indra has already praised, Devendra has praised the Mainaka Parvata. Tato deva sagandharva siddhascha paramarshayah abruvan surya sankasham surasam nagamataram. Now that Mainaka's turn is over, Mainaka Parvata's turn is over in offering the hospitality. Next there is another creature in this ocean called as Surasa. There is another creature in the ocean called as Surasa. And Surasa is a huge serpent. And Surasa is the head of the Nagas. Head of the Nagas means serpent species. Thereafter, Devas, together with Gandharvas, Siddhas and great sages, spoke thus to Surasa, the mother of Nagas, equal to sun in brilliance, huge serpent, and some mother of Nagas. So all the Devatas are addressing Surasa. Ayam Vatatmajas Sriman Plavate Sagaropari Hanuman Namatasya Tvam Muhurtam Vignamachara Samrupamastaya Sughoram Parvatopamam Danshtra-karalam Pingaksham Danshtra-karalam Pingaksham Kritva nabhasamam. Simulation we do when somebody has to go to space. There is a simulation, space travel simulation. There is a simulating chamber in which the astronaut or the prospective astronaut has to sit down, and he will be taken to the absence of gravity. They will be shown the absence of gravity, how it feels to be in the space when the gravity is not like the earth. So they have to go through all the gadgets, and then everything they have to understand. Same way now, Devendra is telling, and all the Gandharvas are telling Surasa, Mata Surasa, you come and pose an obstacle in front of Hanuman as though you were a Rakshas. As though you make your form, because the serpent god is famous of, it's capable of changing the form in any manner. So you pose a form as though you are a very, very huge demon, and then as big as a mountain, and put an obstacle to Hanuman. Let us see, he'll pass that test and then go. This glorious son of Vayu, going by the name of Hanuman, is flying over the ocean. You attain a horrible mountain-like demonic appearance, and make a face with fearful tusks, red-brown eyes, and as vast as the sky, and create an obstacle to him for an instant. Balamichhamahe jnatum bhupaschasya parakramam tvam vijeshyatupayena vishadam vagamishyati. We want to test this Hanuman's strength. So when he is confronted by you, he will either lose or he will win over you and then proceed. So this will also give us an idea how eligible he is to carry out the task of Sri Ram. We are desiring to find out if by his strength and also courage and intelligence, he can win over you or attain sorrow. Eva mukta tu sa devi Devatayirabhisatkrita Samudra madhye surasa Bibhrati rakshasam vapuhu Vikrutam cha virupam cha Sarvasya cha bhayavaham Plavamanam hanumantam Avrutyedam uvachaha. That goddess Surasa, thus spoken to by Devas and also being respected by them, wearing a horrible disfigured appearance of a demon in the middle of the ocean, which caused fear to all, and stopping Hanuman who was flying, spoke these words. So Surasa attained that form, and then she tried to stop Hanuman. O best, mama bhaksha pradishtastvam Ishvarair vanararshabha Aham tva भक्षयिष्यामि प्रविषेदं ममाननम्. So she has opened her mouth, huge mouth, completely terrifying mouth. She has opened and said, now the devatas, they have asked me to test you, they have asked me to take you as my food. You are going to be my food now. So enter my mouth now. You have to enter my mouth. So Hanuman is folding his hand and saying something. Eva mukta surasaya pranjalir vanararshava prahrishtavadana shriman idam vachanam abraveet. Thus spoken to by Surasa, the glorious Hanuman, with a happy face and with folded hands, spoke these words to Surasa. Ramo Dasharathir Nama Pravishto Dandakavanam Lakshmanena Sahabhratra Vaidehya chapi bharyaya. Hanuman is with humility is answering. The son of Dasharatha, no fear, absolutely no fear, with the name of Rama, entered the forest of Dandaka together with his brother Lakshmana and wife Sita. Anya karya vishaktasya Vairasya rakshasai tasya sita hrita bharya ravanena yashasvini. So Hanuman is relating what has happened, why he is going that pathway. When that Sri Ram, among the nitis, you must have heard of a niti, the word niti in Sanskrit. There are 4 types of nitis. These are called as the methodology adopted to achieve a goal. When it concerns another person who has to be convinced about it. When you have to achieve something by convincing someone, then you adopt 4 methodologies. They are called as nitis. The first one is samaniti, the second one is damaniti, the third one is bhedaniti, and the fourth one is dandaniti. So Sama, Dama, Veda, Danda. These 4 nitis. So Samaniti is the most filled with humility, modest. You just have to talk to the person, counsel, or in whichever manner you want to convince, make an effort. Then comes the Damaniti. You just don't talk, you give some incentive. Dama means one incentive. You say, if you do this, you will get this. Then comes the Bhedaniti. If you don't do this, you lose what you have. That's called a Bhedaniti. The fourth one is, you have to do what I have told you, otherwise there is no way for you. I have got my power, I will use it on you. For this, the example given is, Yashoda, she is feeding Krishna. Ma Yashoda is feeding Krishna. So, Krishna, Dugdham Piba. Krishna, Dugdham Piba. Oh Krishna, take the milk. No, I won't take. No, I won't take. Krishna, come on, take milk, it's good. It's good for your health. If you take the milk, your shikha will grow longer. Or shikha will, the tuft of hair, that will grow longer. The second niti, Damaniti. Third niti, Krishna, if you don't take the milk, the cat will drink the milk. Marjari pasyati. Shikha, Krishna, Dugdham Piba is the Samaniti. Dugdham Piba, Shikha tava Shikha, Vriddhim Yasyati is the second one. Yadi tvam na pibasi marjari pasyati, third niti. The fourth one, pibasi nava dandam dadami. Fourth niti. If you don't drink, I will punish you now. So there are 4 nitis. So Hanuman is adopting the first niti, which is called a samaniti. His folded hands he is speaking to Surasa. When that Sri Rama, the son of Dasharatha, with the name of Rama, entered the forest of Dandaka together with his brother Lakshmana and wife Sita. When that Sri Rama, with a bitter enmity towards Rakshasas, was diverted in another task, his famed wife Sita had been taken away by Ravana. तस्या सकाशं दूतोऽहं गमिष्ये रामकारणात् कर्तुमर्हसि रामस्य साह्यं विषयवासिनी. I would like to tell you why I am going. I am going for Rama's sake as a messenger to find her presence. O subject of Sri Rama, O subject of Sri Rama, you are suited to help me. I am going for Rama's karya only. You are also subject to Rama's kingdom because you are in this ocean, and ocean has already given his consent for Rama's work. Now you also should be part of me, only part of my work. We will pause here.